Hey, what's up everybody? LoveNFT here, and today we're going to be doing another review video of Trails of Cold Steel 3. This time we're going to be talking about Chapter 3, and I know originally when I first started doing these review videos, I said, after a couple chapters I would do a review, but Trails 3 has completely blown everything out of the water in terms of lore, the story, the fights. So much stuff is happening that just this one chapter alone, chapter 3, felt like maybe 4 chapters. The amount of stuff that we got in chapter 3 alone could have been all of Trails 1. That's how informative it is, and I just couldn't help it. I had to do a video. So for chapter 3, we went to Ortis, which is like the port city. Very, very nice place. Probably one of my favorite places we visited so far out of all the games. And this was not my first. I think this was the second trip with the full class 7. This is Muse and Ash, kind of Ash's hometown places, because we did end up going to I think Raquel, which is Ash's hometown. And so basically I'll cover Ortis first. Million went missing. Well, she hadn't responded, and Eustace was like, yo, on that island out there over there, she went. We went and did investigating, and we found out that she went over there. But before all that happened, we were doing our quests. And real quick, I just want to mention this quest where we had to catch Herman. Dude, I love that quest so much. Like, the whole class 7 had to work together to stop these guys. Their timing was off. Their teamwork was kind of bad. Herman jumped on his motorcycle, was trying to get away. Muse took a shot at him with the sniper and she missed. She's like, this sea breeze makes it hard to aim. And I'm like, yeah, freaking right. You already know you're way, Yeah, we already knew she's faking who she is, basically. And when I had to pick who to send after him, it was Yuna, Kurt, or Ash. You already know I chose my boy Ash. My son, Ash. So I sent him after the dude. Performed perfectly. I got lucky because I guessed on pretty much, I think, 2 of them. When Herman drifted, I just said drift as well, screw it, because I assume Ash knows how to drift. I don't know if the different answers are different based on the character you send. So the last one I also guessed on, which was wait for an opening. I don't know if I picked Yuna, she'd get a different answer that would work for her or not, but yeah, everything worked out, and I really liked that. But we all set out on a boat to the island to go find Milliam, and let's see. We found her book bag, or bag, her pouch thing, and then a picture of class 7 and all that. And I was getting real sad at that point. I was like, they're not gonna kill Milliam. There's no shot. That's not happening. But I was like, dude, that really, really freaking sucks. I feel bad for her. She's our daughter, dog. It's Milliam. So, we went around the island activating this tower statue things and all that. And that's where we had another one of those interactions with that random girl who has white hair and red eyes.
A pleasure to see you once more.
And she was basically talking, giving us some lore and stuff. Let's see. But yeah, she also gave us a freaking hickey, bro. Straight up a vampire. And it's funny because right when time resumed, Muse was like, yo, I smell someone on you, huh? That mark on your neck, I smell. But and then Ash was like, oh, I guess when he was spending time with those ladies out at Raquel, because we did go out to Raquel with Claire, and we went with Claire, Sarah, and Angelica, but obviously nothing happened. So we unlock all the shrine things, and it reveals this giant under a spirit shrine or whatever, and we're like, all right, she's got to be down there. And Reen once again pulled the class, you can't come with me, I don't want you to get hurt, which I understand. Trust me, I understand that, dog. I don't want them to get hurt either. Like I already said, I see my students as my own kids, which is wild because I'm not a father. It's kind of weird, but this game does a great job of making you actually feel like a father to these kids. And they yell at us. They're like, no, you said you're gonna do blah, blah. And then he's like, you know what, fine, whatever, hey, you got me. So we get ready to head in. He calls in Valimar, the classic. Heed my call, Valimar, the Ashen Knight. So sick. I never get tired of it. I don't think I ever will get tired of it. We go down there, and we find Duvalie and her two friends, and we fight them, we beat them, and then, oh Christ, the Steel Maiden arrives. And I was like, ooh, I've been waiting for this, dog. So we fight the Steel Maiden to try to give our students an opening to escape. We get bodied. I mean, I was doing a great job. I put insight, like, I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but ever since, like, probably like halfway through the first game, I always make sure I have a way to put insight on at least Rain. I normally give it to myself, so, you know, if I need to buff up my allies, I can, but I mainly want to buff myself, because there are so many cases in 2 and 3 especially, where you are fighting solo. You know, you're fighting Aurelia, you're fighting all these bosses, like solo, mini-bosses. And having insight can be the difference between, you know, victory and defeat. Evading 4 times in a row is fantastic, and it's invaluable. But we fight her, we use our spirit unification, because we're like, dog, we gotta go all out. And if there's anyone in this world who can handle the spirit unification all out, it's the Steel Maiden. But we get bodied, and then freaking Gaius comes in with the cleanest entrance out of everyone, dog. He comes in, and even all the, like, the Stall Ritter and the freaking Steel Maiden, they're like, whoa, this guy's got some power on him. And I was like, yo, they're gassing up Gaius? They never gave Gaius this type of treatment, you know, in 1 and 2, so I'm very happy. He has, like, this marking on his arm now, and it reminds me of Fairy Tail, when Natsu came back with the Fire Dragon King for the Spriggan arc, and, you know, he had his arm wrapped up in the bandages, and the moment he took it off against Zeref, you see the crest, and he freaking bodied him. So I'm thinking that might be what's going on with Gaius. Maybe he has, like, a power that can be activated once certain conditions are met. But she leaves, but oh, we also saw the new ion machine thing, and that thing was huge. It was manhandling Valimar, like, seriously. And I was like, oh crap, that's a problem. But they retreat, they leave, they're like, we got what we wanted. And also, Milliam was down there. She was caught in a freaking net, like a moron. But we saved Milliam, we got her, we went on the boat, we were headed back. And dude, the most wholesome thing freaking ever, dude. We told Milliam that, like, Allie, out of everyone, wanted to save her the most. You know, she was put on that tough front, like, oh, she's an idiot, she broke the rules, blah, 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 she broke protocol. But, like, she was the most worried. That's her sister, dog. And then Billy was all like, oh, I love you, Tilly. I was like, dude, this is too wholesome. This is too freaking wholesome. Way too wholesome, dog. And she freaking blushed, too. It's like, man, it's so cute. But yeah, we head back on the boat. And then comes the best cutscene in this entire game, probably the entire series. Because, and I think I can confidently say this now, even though I don't know how many chapters are left in 3. 3 has become my favorite. I've come a long way, haven't I? Like, I'm sure, you know, you look back, I'm sure people were probably mad at me for saying that I didn't like 3 at all at, like, the beginning. And I acknowledge that. It was a completely different change of pace. Different characters, all types of stuff. And if I'm being honest, a lot of the OG Class 7 aren't really as relevant anymore, which sucks because, you know, with Class 7 came the characters that I actually liked. So, for example, I know I explained it. I don't really care for any of the classmates, right, of original Class 7. Laura, Fee, Elisa, even though Elisa is literally like, they set her up to be the canon relationship. But I don't like any of them. But what comes with them? You get Claire. You get, obviously, Sarah. You get Sharon. So, by extension, those characters are important to me. But now that they aren't relevant anymore, I don't have that connection to Sharon or Claire whenever I want, or Sarah, you know? So that sucked. But, you know, I have new people now, which still, you know, I'm not interested in any of them, dog. They're my students. It's kind of weird, don't you think? I mean, that's just me. I'm sure other people had other things, but like, if I can still somehow get with Claire, Sharon somehow, Aurelia, I'd go for it. But
Look,
best cutscene in the entire game.
But you
We
can't tell me you
caught
don't see the
Ash
parallels
in
between
the middle of the
Sutherland
night
and Lemaire.
talking with Major Lecter, and he was sending info to him, snitching on us, and Ash was pulling his whole, oh, what, are you gonna report me now, gonna get me expelled, blah, blah. And then Reem does his classic, like, dog, you're my student. If you're doing what you're doing, it doesn't matter. But you're important to the rest of your class. They're important to you, whether you realize it or not. All of you change each other for the better, and this is great. You need this. And I can really see Ash's character development, because he was a scumbag at first. I didn't like him. He still is on the, a little rough around the edges, but he has a soft spot for Class 7 now, and I'm very glad that he does. He definitely integrated well into the class, and he's definitely the big brother of everyone, without a doubt. I think that's completely indisputable.
If you've got a problem with being
So we
in
tell him,
special
it's like,
operations,
it's whatever,
take
dude.
it up with the principal. She threw you in with us.
We even joke, say, if we
just to
told
let you
Aurelia,
know,
Aurelia would probably just be like, yeah,
Happy
go
you're
for
in
it.
my class. I mean that.
So yeah.
Stop.
But yeah, Reem's like, I'm happy you're in my class. And I was like, dude, yes, he needed to hear this, man. He needed that one-to-one talk, everything out on the table. Bro's like, stop it with the sap, I hate it.
It's a perfect night for it.
He's great, dude, he really is.
Tomorrow's gonna be a shit
Yeah,
show, right?
it was like, I'm getting tired out with all this mushy soul bearing
You're gonna need
stuff.
your sleep too.
No kidding.
And dude, I'm telling you, like, these characters are quickly on the rise to being my favorite. Yep. He's like, you need your sleep? And then I love this part. Night Ash. Flips us off. Dude, what a legend. This guy's great. I freaking love this guy. And then, just when I thought it was over, I was like, what?
And
What's
when
happening?
do you plan on going to bed?
It's like, when do you plan on going to bed? And I was like, what?
You caught me.
Freaking Muse coming out with her creepiness again. And
I
honestly,
really wasn't trying to eat
this scene was really important too.
I
Like,
was just so worried
learning about
tomorrow
Muse.
that I needed to take a walk to clear my
And let's
head.
see.
By the
So
way,
right here, Ring's like, you're different than any of them. Like, he's got
a
all
little
of his
unnerving.
students pegged, but he doesn't know what's going on with Muse. He's like, it's unnerving, and it
Your
really is.
jokes, your every move,
Everything.
they're all
Everything she
carefully
does.
calculated. You know exactly what effect you're having on people. And it seems like
I'm
it's
glad Ring's the
child's
type
play
of character to tell someone this to their
Ash called
face.
you a harpy, but that doesn't begin to cover it. You're like
Yep.
a top-level chess player, thinking hundreds, if not thousands, of moves ahead.
Yep.
Am I
At this point,
wrong?
I'm watching this alongside you guys again. I was like,
must
who
admit,
is
I'm
she, dog?
surprised. I knew you were smart and struck.
But I definitely think,
But it's like you've stripped me bare.
yo,
Thank you
her
for
voice actress
calling
killed it,
me
though.
So quickly.
Yeah, that's right.
How did
Nani?
you manage to do that?
I was like, yo.
How did you see
Whoa.
through me? Did it perhaps have something to do
Whoa.
with your 8 leaves, 1 blade training?
It's called
Like,
the
back up.
unclouded eye. I rid myself of any preconceived notions and look towards someone's true nature.
That's handy, I guess. Unless, if only he used it against freaking Crow. So Bro is
I
getting
see.
roofied here somehow.
So if you were to
I don't know
master
how.
it, nothing could escape your sight. I really do want
But
you.
I don't know what was gonna happen
Not
here.
as the Ashen
Ooh.
Chevalier or as Elise's big
Mm.
brother.
I was like,
want
yo,
you,
whoa.
instructor, heart and soul.
Freaking yandere, dude. Then he resisted it. Nah, back up. I was like, let's go, Reen.
That was a
Willpower.
close
That
one.
takes willpower.
I've told you this before. Don't tease adults like that. Some of them might not take your little jokes in stride.
Hey, respect to Reen for being able to resist, though. Like, I mean, this is the type of
What a
character
shame.
archetype that I've wanted.
Someone I
To be
looked up
honest.
to once taught me a spell to make the gentleman fall for me.
So she said, that spell, that's important.
But
I don't know
imagine
who
the
taught her
scent
that
was an
spell.
important part of it. I wonder if there's some way
And
to get that lavender.
Are you?
She probably recognizes
No, you couldn't
that
be.
smell that was on us from that girl who freaking bit us or whatever.
No, no,
But she's like, I'm not related to
anything.
Vita.
But
I'm
I
not a
did
witch.
get the opportunity
I was
to
like, what the
talk to a
heck?
certain someone. Though I'm
I'm like,
afraid
talk to a
that's all I
certain
can say.
who? Ah, the freaking lore, dog.
All right.
I was like,
Then
that
I won't
sucks,
even try
man.
to ask. Seriously,
But
though,
yeah.
it's time for bed.
Sweet
Got an early
dreams.
start tomorrow.
But yeah,
Ooh,
Muse,
is that an
definitely the most
invitation?
mysterious
I'd
character right
sleep
now.
like a
Oh,
baby
hold on.
next to you.
Definitely not. Now be a good girl and go to sleep. You and your classmates
Yep.
do have an
You
effect
guys
on
do
each
have an
other.
effect on each other.
You might be able to limit that, but you can't
Yep, you will
escape it.
pick your class at the end of the day.
I'll be watching to see how that changes you. All of you.
That's right. You don't even realize it. It's changing all of you. And I'm happy.
I understand. Sleep well, Instructor.
Alright, so after that scene, you know, I'm still thinking things. We all go to bed, and then we wake up to cannon fire. The freaking, those giant cannons that rival the Guerrilla Fortress cannons were stolen by Ouroboros, and they started firing it at Ordis, at Ordis, and they annihilated the freaking tower, the town. They were getting bodied. Everybody, every character was like, nah, we gotta go now. We're gonna stop this. So everybody moves out. Freaking Ballad is like, oh, move my troops to protect me, the freaking fat hog. And Wallace is like, dog, this sucks. So everyone moves out to go fight.
How horrible. We must evacuate the citizens at once.
We are fighting through all the Jaegers who want to find a place to die. And my god, that was actually really, really hard. Like, I think the hardest part of fighting those Jaegers wasn't like their damage or anything, but their sustainability. They had healing, so much healing, dog. Like, I'd drop a 200% on them, and they just barely die, or they'd be on the verge of death, and then they'd heal. I'm like, what? And then they'd be like, we're looking for a place to die, and I'm like, okay, stop healing then. Dang, stop, please. Like, I don't know what's more annoying. Like, 15 enemies healing each other, or a boss healing themselves 15 times. Like, it's terrible. But, we fight through, we get to the cannons, you know, all the big dogs are there. We're surrounded, and it looks like we're gonna get beat. Toval and Agate show up, Wallace shows up, everybody pulls up, the other classes pull up, and they're like, yo, class 7, book it, go to,
I'm afraid we must.
freaking, whatchamacallit. Sorry, go to the Uno Naval Fortress. That's what I was thinking about. They're like, you need to freaking stop them, because that's their real goal. They want to take the fortress. So we run to the fortress, we get there, and then freaking, what's his face? Rutger, the Jaeger King, and Leonidas, Zeno, and Crow, they're all standing there blocking us. They're like, yeah, no, we're here first. Sorry. And freaking Leonidas is like, besides, you don't even have a leader. You need to have a leader, right? That makes sense. And then, oh my god, the thing I wanted more than anything, Princess, why did I just say princess? Principal, although she is a princess. She is really a queen, more like. Aurelia pulls up, and she's like, I'll be the leader then. This is my fortress after all. And then Leonidas is like, well, you have your leader now. And I was laughing, okay, Leonidas, you got jokes. And she's like, I'm gonna go in there and purge my home, my old home of unwanted guests. If you refuse to move, I'll clear a path through you. And then freaking Jaeger King's like, you know what? Never mind. He's like, I don't mind giving my place, my spotlight to a pretty woman. I was like, alright, whatever, dog. So we get up in there. And I knew this mission was going to be big when they split us into two teams, an A team and B team. And I started to realize that this was the part in the intro of the game. And at least they did it, at least they were kind enough to not have Angelica in the opening scene. Because I didn't realize Angelica was going to be coming with us, which is awesome. And we basically went full circle. We finally got to the intro scene. And we were fighting through. Aurelia's movesets are awesome. Really, really cool. When she does her freaking attack steroid, her damage goes through the roof. Like, I normally don't care for the attack steroids. I only use like defense buffs if I need to. Because if I'm being honest here, the only real damage you need is your 200% S-Craft, really. That gets the job done. But her damage steroid made like her basic attacks, everything hit so hard. There was even a point where we were crawling through the vents. You know how you get those nice little audio lines? I'm just going to play it real quick, and you could probably imagine my reaction to it.
Oh, this duct leads to another room. But it's too cramped for a chest of my size. Let's say we destroy the whole wall instead.
Bro, it's too cramped.
You never know what you're gonna get with her.
She said it's too cramped for a chest of my size. Bro, what are those measurements? Yo, Falcom, I need those numbers now, the measurements. 3 sizes. How big? What? Bro, she can't fit in that giant freaking vent? That must be massive. Whatever. We fight through with Team A, Team B. If I'm being honest, I enjoyed it more with Team B. Just because it was a little more of a challenge. Team A had, you know, all the OGs and like the very, very strong people. But we get to the rooftop, and there we find the Star Ritter, the Steel Maiden, and the new Ion. And then it's foggy. I'm like, oh crap, dude. Freaking
Aryan Road.
oh yeah, and her name is Arenrod? Aryan Road. Holy crap, I pronounced that so bad. I botched that. So we get ready to fight. And Aurelia's
We're
like,
done with our
I want to see your face.
Would you do
Show me
the
your
honor
face.
of allowing me to
Remove
see
the
your
helmet.
face?
And then, you know, freaking Duvalie, freaking meat munching. She's like, no, stop it. Stop it. You may not only the strong. And then
It's fine.
she's like,
I don't
okay,
mind.
fine. I'll remove it. And then she freaking takes off the helmet. And I'm listening to this beautiful soundtrack. And I'm like, oh wow, look at
She's
her.
so
Ooh,
pretty.
pretty.
Lance Maiden. Leanne
And
Sandler.
everyone goes freaking lesbian for her. They're like,
Legends
whoa.
weren't
I was like,
far
dang.
Indeed. She's more beautiful than any legend or painting.
Shoot, even Aurelia was like, whoa.
I'm sure the same could be said
Whoa,
of her
she got
skill
hot.
with the lance.
Yes.
And then we
I expect
realized
much
that
from
she
your
is the
Crimson
Lance
Blade
Maiden,
as well.
which is interesting. So I was like, I thought they were different people. She pulled out the freaking lance right in front of the Ion. I'm like, ooh, that's
You may
sick,
fight
dog.
with your strength uninhibited.
And then she's like, yo, followers, you can fight with your all.
Yes,
And all,
my
you know,
lord.
Class 7, the new Class 7 pulls up and they're like, yo, we gotta watch this. This is gonna go down in history books. And I love it. You know a fight's important? When they do the dash in, like the freaking slow-mo. I was like, yo, Ring's right up behind her, let's go. But yeah, that fight was actually really hard for me. Because I was, almost every single time I tried to put insight on my characters or buff our defense, anytime that there was like a channel that would take more than one turn, the Steel Maiden would just freaking cancel it with her lightning AoE, and it was really frustrating. So the amount of times I had to pop the whatchamacallit, why did I almost call it the command code? Like we're playing Fate. Whatever, you get what I mean. The freaking, those spells that you can do that cost the battle points. I had to do the 0 turn casting over and over and over just because I couldn't get any of the freaking things off. And I put it here too, the Steel Maiden, her ult, her S-Craft. Pretty cool. Looked like some Neon Genesis Evangelion where they freaking put us up on a cross.
This is your end.
Grand Cross. Pretty sick. I liked it. Didn't do any damage though, because I had a white decoration going, the order, which made it so that, you know, the damage couldn't go past a certain cap. I was safeguarded, which is very handy there. So we actually beat her, which, you know, obviously, even when you beat the boss, you don't actually beat him. And then comes the real boss, the Ion. I was like, oh crap. So pretty much Aurelia surpassed the Steel Maiden. I was like, wow, that's incredible. She reached the pinnacle of her skill. And then she was like, all right, are you ready to take on the Ion? Ariana, she was like, are you ready, Ring? Class 7? And then here comes that sick music. Like, are you guys ready for this?
You bet we are.
And I was like, oh yes.
This is it.
I freaking love
I'm
this
asking
song.
this of all my students. I'm asking this of each and
Ring
every one of my friends
speeches
and
get you
comrades here
beyond
with me.
hyped to fight.
All of you, please.
I was like,
Fight
oh my
with
god,
me.
dude, that's awesome. Yeah! Then Yuna and all of them, they called in the freaking soldats for Ash and Muse.
Heed my call! Valimar, the Ashen Knight!
So yeah, they call them in. The Hector and the Kestrel show up, and we have our 3-on-1. And this fight was incredible, dude. Freaking incredible, this fight, I tell ya. First off, when we do like our freaking, where we jump the thing, I love the animations for Muses when she shoots it. Very cool.
As your wings,
And the freaking vibrations of my controller during it, I was like, whoa! So, very cool. And then, although I don't think this attack is better than, like, those bosses, the final bosses from the first and second game, this one, Phantom Ender, is absolutely incredible. When it started counting down, I knew I had to block, right?
I got this.
You know, basic common knowledge in games like these, you block because something big's coming. I didn't expect a straight up just insta loss. I was like, oh, okay, I have to beat this guy within a lot of amount of time, certain amount of turns, or it's just instant loss. Freaking black hole solar system collapse. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when this first happened, I thought this was part of the story, and I thought it was a scripted loss, and all three of us were gonna get transported to like some freaking zone, because right after we beat the Steel Maiden, after Aurelia said, you know, this is the pinnacle of my skill, the Steel Maiden was like, yeah, unless you go to this place. I forgot the name of it. And I was like, what place? Yeah, it's called, she said the only battlefield that lies beyond this is within the realm of the Great One, which is the place where we were at the end of 2. So I'm guessing maybe dead warriors go there. It's kind of like a Valhalla, but like a Valhalla gulag, where if you win, you get to come back or something, I guess. But I thought that's where we were gonna get transported. You know, me and my imagination. But that's not what happened. We did end up beating it, and you know, basically we were like, give us some lore, give us some info, and Steel Maiden was like, you know, time to bounce. She was kind of gassing up Gaius with his power, and then she called in her own Divine Knight, and then she freaking bodied that Ion and destroyed it. And it looked like even her own like subordinates didn't even know she had a Divine
I
Knight.
don't believe it.
Freaking Duvali looked scared too.
What is
I was
this,
like,
my
okay,
lord?
interesting. So after the fight was done, everything, we reclaimed the cannons, we won, basically. We reclaimed Yuna, and did I just say Yuna? The Yuno Fortress, or whatever. You know what I mean, The Yuno Naval Fortress. So afterwards, the Steel Maiden ends up talking to that mysterious girl who keeps appearing for us, and it seemed like
You're
they
much
knew each
cuter
other
now, Rose.
back a really long
It is a
time ago.
result of having split
So it
my
seems like if I
power
play
among
one
my
of the
kin.
older Trails games,
The one is
I
no
might
longer
get
with
to like
us.
see these guys.
But
That's
I
one of
agree
the
I
things
never
that
played a
always had me
charmer in this
curious,
time
because it's
form.
like, if all these Trails games are basically connected, like in like a timeline, then all this weird lore that they're hinting to, you know, if I play the original, the very first Trails game, will I get to know who built like Valimar and all that? So I definitely know once I finish Trails of Cold Steel, like 3 and 4, I'm gonna play every single one I can get, like every Trails game. And I think I'm gonna start with the most recent one, because I think it covers the SSS, and I want to know more about Lloyd and all them Lloyd Bannings. I think they're really cool. But yeah, what else? Angelica is suspicious about Crow's death, So she goes and digs up his grave. See, that's just a life model decoy. And then that's where the shock came. She was like, George. It was George. He was the one who arranged the funeral. He handed the Azure Knight over. It should have been obvious. And I don't know why George did this. I guess when he traveled the continent, something happened. Because he's standing with someone who I guess is from the gnomes. And it is a completely new character. I haven't seen him yet. And he's like, I suppose we may have met once or twice long ago. Maybe when Angelica was with us in Trails 2? Or 1, maybe?
Suppose we may have met once
I don't know.
or twice long ago.
But then he calls him like Georg.
She knows too much.
She knows too much.
Get rid of her, Georg.
Get rid of her, Georg. And then he pulls out the gat. Fades to black, and we hear the gunshots. I don't think Angelica's dead, but I definitely think that's really, really bad, and she needs to get to us and tell us. She needs to inform us quickly. So I go into the bath, you know, the casual. Wow, this changed up the topic, but yeah, we do the indoor bath event, and oh my god, this is my favorite one yet. Freaking Aurelia's on the other side, and we're just talking about the hot springs that we like. And then she's like, yo, perhaps we should do it next time without the wall in our way. I was like, yeah, I agree completely. So we go to do our test at whatchamacallit, freaking Einhell Keep, our final one supposedly. And Class 5, Tita joins them to run some experiments on her machine. Class 5. Class 7 is like, let us do it without you this time. But okay, I like it. This is growth. So we do it. We beat it. Nothing too crazy. It was great. I enjoyed it a lot. Very easy. This one was actually probably the easiest one yet. And then the big C came. Laura, Fee, and Sarah pulled up. They were like, hey, what's up again? We're going to be helping you for this next mission. And the Viscount shows up. And then Aurelia is like, I want to duel you. It's been 10 years. I've mastered my forms. I believe I'm at my pinnacle. It's time for the duel. So they duel. And I was like, oh crap, this is going to be sick, dude. So they start charging up their aura. It's all dramatic. Time slows down. I'm quiet. I'm sitting there like, holding my breath. Freaking, what's her face? She's playing tennis. Drops her freaking racket. Oh, slow-mo to just signify how fast this is going. They jump in. I love this. I love this so much. And then it's over in a flash. And I'm like, who won? Sarah's like, it's over. Obviously, my bet was on Aurelia. Because I'm a bit of a meat writer. I was expecting his sword to shatter, but instead his scarf ripped. So she landed the hit on the Viscount, making Aurelia the strongest in the verse. She is currently the strongest swordswoman. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. That's actually awesome. I'm happy for her. And then both of them are like, all right, let's test you losers. I was like, whoa, chill, wait. Also, they changed the Viscount's voice actor, which kind of sucks. I don't really like that, but okay. It's whatever. Bro is, what's his face? The Spiral King from Gurren Lagann. I forgot his voice actor's name in dub. But then we do like a swimming event, a swimming mission. We get to see Aurelia in a freaking bikini. Oof. Perfect. Because we were doing like swimming lessons. And she's like, how about you and I do a freaking battle? And guys, I'll tell you, I failed against Aurelia like 14 times because the input lag was literally destroying me. I would get perfect, like over and over, and then like my last 4 would just be misses somehow, and then she takes first place, and I'm like, ah! But yeah, that was hard. I did end up getting first place. It took a long time, but I did. And then again, another very risque scene. We played cards against Muse, and she was like, all right, whoever wins gets to request something of the loser. And then when we won, she was like, you know, I'll bet you want to know about my lore. Oh, crap, I almost forgot to mention. She's the freaking next, Duke Cayenne. And so she's royalty. I almost completely forgot that. I wish they didn't show me in like an off-screen thing. I wish that it was a way bigger
I am the
reveal,
niece of
but
the
that
reigning
reveal
Duke
still had me
Cayenne.
like, whoa. But that's interesting. You know, even if she's gonna be the next Duke, like, first off, she's got to be older than they let on, right? There's no way she's gonna be a freaking Duke. But even though she is, you know, I don't think the mystery's solved. You know, she's literally Emma 2.0. I remember back in one of my older review videos, I said Emma's the most interesting character because I don't know jack about her. Even when we got one of the biggest reveals of the game, my student is going to be the next Duke Cayenne, there's still so much that I'm missing about her. And I'm really, really curious. But, you know, she said she learned a spell from a certain someone. Like, she was out here trying to freaking do some mind control on us. She's a yandere. Like, there's so much about her that I want to know more about. So, she's like, you know, I'll tell you if, you know, as your reward. And he's like, you know what? No, I don't need to know it. I want you to tell me when you feel comfortable. Come out and tell us when you are ready to do it. And she's like, okay, pick a card. She said, pick a card. And I was like, okay. So I picked the whatchamacallit, on the left, the Marm, the blue one. And oh boy, boys. She said, you win the I'll wash your back in the bath prize. I was like,
Let's head straight
yo,
to the baths.
hey, yo. And then she hits us with the horny. Yo, her voice actress was freaking drooling during that, bro. This, I was like, yo, if we get caught, I'm fired. It's over. I don't even know why Reed went along with that. But obviously, I reloaded my save and went back and picked the white one. And that one wasn't as interesting. It was just like ear cleaning, like ASMR, if you've ever listened to that. It's not that big a deal, really. I think the bath one was way more interesting. But yeah, that's caught up to where I am now. Chapter 3 is done. I just started Chapter 4. And if this chapter is also extremely long, I will be doing a review after that. Like I said, 3 is my favorite so far. It has surpassed 2. But still, music-wise, it's lacking. Whenever I play through the Trails games, I add their songs to my playlist, like in order, because on the playlist, the official playlist is in order from when you first hear it. So, you know, I won't be spoiled, thankfully. And I think there's like 40 OSTs, 40 more OSTs that I haven't heard yet. So I'm like, you know, they still have potential to surpass 2. But it really sucks not hearing some of my favorite songs in the entire games. But yeah, what else? Anything else I want to say before I'm done with this video, wrapped up? I hope they do a time skip between 3 and 4. Because I wouldn't mind hooking up with Muse. A yandere, dog? Are you serious? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've wanted, dog. A yandere, yes, please. But it feels weird right now. I don't like it, dude. I see them all as my students. It's very uncomfortable. But like, it's hard to resist it, if that makes any sense. It's like tempting because she's shrouded in so much mystery. It's like, is she really who she says she is? But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next review. I almost completely forgot to mention something that they keep bringing up in 3 is this timeline, this route, the story. I remember at the end of 2, Misty kept mentioning how she was trying to guide the story to a close or whatever, and then the Still Maiden was talking about a route. I think, is my prediction. Sorry, I just ended my video and I was playing a bit of the game just now, and I just heard Abendtime, and then I remembered Misty was saying all that stuff. So I started the recording back up again. I think that there's possibly someone from the future or the past who knows what's going to happen in the future and warned somebody about it. Maybe Chancellor Osborne, one of those really, really up there dudes. And they're trying to change the route, change the outcome. That's what I'm thinking. I think there's definitely something going on with time travel or alternate realities. That's all I'll say there. Later.